As morning light spreads across the countryside, two worlds stand in contrast. In one, gas-powered lawnmowers drone through suburban neighborhoods. In the other, the Amish worldgrass is cut in near silence, guided by centuries-old tradition. The Amish approach to lawn care reveals deeper values, community structure, and their relationship with modernity. This simple chore unveils a tapestry of faith and practicality that challenges our dependence on modern conveniences. Historical context: the Amish approach to lawn care originated from practical necessity rather than aesthetic concern. When they first settled in America in the 18th century, cleared land around homes served essential functions, deterring wildlife, reducing fire risks, and creating space for daily activities. They brought simple European tools like scythes and sickles that remained their staples for generations. As neighboring communities adopted motorized equipment in the 20th century, the Amish maintained traditional methods by deliberate choice. Their lawn care practices became another boundary between their communities and the English world, physically manifesting their commitment to separation and simplicity. Core values: Amish lawn maintenance reflects the principles guiding all aspects of their lives. Demut, humility, ensures lawns demonstrate stewardship rather than pride or status. Function takes precedence over appearance, with neat simplicity valued above manicured perfection. Their approach embodies Gelassenheit, surrendering individual desires to God's will and community welfare. Though the Ordnung community rules may not explicitly address lawn care, its principles naturally extend to yard maintenance. Lawn size and appearance typically conform to community standards rather than personal preference. Even in this mundane task, the Amish demonstrate deliberate living, asking not, "Is this easier?" but, "Does this strengthen our faith in community?" Lancaster, Pennsylvania perspective. In Lancaster County's established Amish settlement, most families use manually operated reel mowers pushed across yards with rhythmic precision. These simple machines work without fuel or pollution, producing only a gentle whirring sound as they cut. Lawn mowing responsibilities typically fall to mothers or older children as part of household chores. Women are often seen pushing mowers across their yards, sometimes barefoot in summer, maintaining a direct connection with the earth. A notable innovation in some Lancaster communities combines traditional methods with limited mechanical assistance horse-drawn cutting implements that provide horsepower while respecting ethical boundaries. This adaptation shows how the Amish thoughtfully evaluate and selectively incorporate technological elements while preserving their core values. Traditional hand tools. Central to Amish lawn care is the manual reel mower, a 19th century technology perfectly suited to their needs. These machines use a simple mechanism rotating blades against a fixed cutting bar, creating the clean scissor-like cut many gardeners consider superior to rotary mowers. Scythes and sickles remain in use for taller grass and field edges. Watching an Amish man use a scythe reveals a disappearing craft, the rhythmic swing and precise blade angle representing skills refined through generations. These tools demand regular maintenance, with blades sharpened meticulously and wooden handles carefully oiled. Without engine noise, mowing becomes almost meditative. The person tending the lawn hears birds and feels the breeze, connecting with the land in ways impossible with power equipment. The physical work itself becomes meaningful, a form of embodied prayer, reflecting the Amish belief in labor's spiritual value. Animal-powered solutions. For larger properties and fields adjacent to living areas, the Amish employ animals in lawn and field maintenance with remarkable effectiveness. Sheep and goats serve as living lawn mowers in some communities, carefully managed to graze specific areas while preventing overgrazing. This approach requires different skills than mechanical methods, understanding animal behavior, nutrition needs, and sustainable grazing patterns. More common, particularly for larger areas, is the use of horse-drawn equipment. Modified cutting bars pulled by draft horses efficiently handle large expanses that would be impractical for hand tools. These horse-drawn mowers represent a significant investment for an Amish family, both in the equipment itself and in the care and training of the horses. The pace of animal-powered mowing follows natural rhythms. Work begins in early morning when temperatures are cooler for the animal's comfort. Rest periods are built into the work. creating a gentler timeline than the hurried approach often seen in modern lawn care. This method also creates natural fertilization as animals contribute manure to the soil, completing an ecological cycle that manufactured fertilizers attempt to replicate. Variations between settlements. Not all Amish communities approach lawn maintenance identically. The diversity of practices reflects the decentralized nature of Amish society, where each church district establishes its own specific interpretations of Amish values. The most conservative groups, like the Nebraska Amish of Big Valley, Pennsylvania, might restrict lawn areas entirely, viewing expansive lawns as worldly vanity. Their properties often transition directly from house to working garden or field with minimal ornamental space. Slightly less conservative groups, such as many Old Order communities in Holmes County, Ohio, maintain modest lawns using entirely manual tools. More progressive settlements, including some New Order Amish in Indiana, might permit certain adaptations to traditional equipment, such as pneumatic tires on push mowers or limited use of battery-powered tools in specific circumstances. Even within similar Ordnung communities, regional differences emerge based on climate and terrain. The lush, rain-fed landscapes of Lancaster County demand different approaches than the drier conditions faced by Amish settlements in Colorado or Montana. Local conditions shape everything from cutting height to seasonal timing. These variations aren't arbitrary, but emerge from each community's ongoing discernment process as they navigate faithfulness to tradition while addressing practical needs. The bishop and elder council in each district play crucial roles in these determinations, weighing both the letter and spirit of Amish values. Permitted technology adaptations. While outsiders might view Amish technology restrictions as simply old-fashioned, their approach represents a nuanced evaluation of how technologies affect community and faith. Some Amish districts have permitted specific adaptations to traditional lawn care equipment, each carefully considered for its impact. In certain communities, pneumatic rubber tires have replaced metal wheels on push mowers, reducing strain and improving efficiency without fundamentally changing the human-powered nature of the work. Some workshops have developed improved bearing systems for manual equipment, enhancing durability while maintaining simplicity of repair. More progressive Amish settlements have developed fascinating hybrid solutions. Some permit gas-powered mower engines with all electrical components removed, eliminating modern ignition systems while allowing limited mechanical assistance. These modifications ensure the equipment remains understandable, repairable, and free from elements that might connect to outside power systems or electronic controls. The decision process for these adaptations follows established patterns of Amish technological discernment. Community leaders evaluate whether a technology strengthens or weakens family bonds, whether it creates unhealthy dependencies on outside systems, and whether it might introduce values contrary to Amish beliefs. These considerations explain why seemingly similar technologies may be accepted or rejected based on subtle differences in their impact on community life. Seasonal lawn care routine. The Amish approach to lawn maintenance follows natural seasonal rhythms, with practices carefully aligned to agricultural calendars and weather patterns. Spring brings the first significant lawn care after winter dormancy. Unlike the chemical-heavy approach of many modern lawn services, the Amish spring preparation focuses on gentle raking to remove winter debris and thatch, allowing natural rejuvenation. Summer maintenance establishes a steady rhythm in Amish households. Without quick-cut power equipment, mowing becomes a more frequent but less intensive task, typically handled in smaller sections every few days rather than cutting the entire property weekly. This approach keeps manual tools working efficiently through manageable grass height and creates a natural rotation of freshly cut areas. Fall practices center on preparation for winter, with final cuttings timed to leave grass at optimal height for cold weather dormancy. Fallen leaves are gathered not as waste but as valuable resources for compost piles or garden mulch. Winter becomes a time for tool maintenance, sharpening blades, oiling parts, and making repairs to equipment in the relative quiet of the cold season. Throughout this seasonal cycle, neighborly assistance plays a vital role, particularly for elderly members of the community. Barn raising may capture public imagination, but the quiet, consistent help with routine property maintenance equally demonstrates Amish mutual aid in practice. Young people learn these seasonal rhythms from childhood, absorbing not just techniques but the values embedded within them. Youth participation and learning. In Amish culture, lawn care serves as more than maintenance set functions, as a classroom for youth development. Children begin participating as early as age 6 or 7 with simple tasks like gathering clippings or bringing water to those working. By 8 or 9, many children handle small sections with appropriately sized manual tools, developing both physical coordination and work ethic. This progression of responsibility happens naturally within family routine. A father might work alongside his 10-year-old son, demonstrating proper technique for pushing a reel mower the optimal walking pace, how to overlap cutting paths slightly, and how to navigate around obstacles. A mother teaches her daughters the complementary skills of trimming edges that machines can't reach effectively. These learning moments extend beyond technique to reinforce core values. Children absorb lessons about thoroughness, taking proper care of tools, and the satisfaction of work well done. They learn to find dignity in manual labor rather than seeking to avoid it. Through these ordinary chores, Amish children internalize their community's countercultural message that there is honor in doing necessary work with your hands in an age increasingly removed from such direct effort. Former Amish who have left the community often recall these childhood lawn care experiences with surprising fondness, not because the work was easy, but because it represented clear contribution to family life and provided tangible measures of growing capability and responsibility. Economic considerations. The Amish approach to lawn maintenance reflects their broader economic philosophy of frugality, self-sufficiency, and community interdependence. The initial investment in quality manual equipment represents significant upfront cost. A well-made reel mower or scythe isn't cheap, but these tools often remain serviceable for decades or even generations with proper maintenance. The absence of fuel costs, minimal replacement parts, and the ability to perform repairs themselves creates substantial long-term savings. While the English neighbor might spend hundreds annually on mower maintenance, fuel, and eventual replacement, the Amish family's expenses remain minimal after the initial investment. This economic approach extends beyond individual families. Tools and animal-powered equipment are often shared among extended family or church district members, distributing both costs and benefits. A single horse-drawn mower might serve several households in rotation, strengthening community bonds through shared resources. Interestingly, some Amish have transformed their traditional lawn care knowledge into successful businesses serving non-Amish clients. These enterprises typically use more modern equipment when working for English customers while maintaining traditional methods at home. This selective adaptation for commercial purposes, while preserving cultural practices in their own communities, demonstrates the nuanced way Amish navigate economic engagement with the broader world. Environmental impact. Though environmental conservation isn't their primary motivation, traditional Amish lawn care practices naturally align with sustainable principles. Their methods create virtually no pollution, no exhaust emissions, no fuel spills, no noise pollution disrupting wildlife. The carbon footprint of a manually operated reel mower over its multi-decade lifespan proves dramatically smaller than even the most efficient power equipment. Amish lawns typically avoid chemical fertilizers and herbicides. Instead, natural fertilization comes from livestock manure, carefully composted and applied. Weeds are managed through regular cutting and hand removal of persistent problems rather than broadcast chemical treatments. This approach preserves soil health and protects groundwater quality. The Amish preference for functional rather than purely ornamental lawns also promotes biodiversity. Their properties typically feature more diverse plant species than chemically treated monoculture lawn. Areas not needing regular foot traffic might be maintained at higher heights or mowed less frequently, providing habitat for beneficial insects and small wildlife. Even water conservation occurs naturally in their approach. Without irrigation systems or sprinklers, Amish lawns adapt to natural rainfall patterns. During dry periods, cutting height is adjusted upward to reduce stress on grass plants, a practice increasingly recommended by sustainable landscaping experts but long common in Amish communities.